everyone, welcome back to Touch on It show, where we talk about everything about life. We discuss different topics about life, culture, education, relationships, money. We host people and they come and give us their ideas, and so today start a different day. So I'm here with a very interesting video. So I'll be talking about relationships again. So we have two types of relationships. We have the toxic relationship and the healthy relationship. So today I want us to know what's the difference and understand why those people coming from a toxic relationship to a healthy relationship feel like it's boring. Why would you feel like a healthy relationship is boring? Maybe because you came from a toxic relationship. So let's define this too. A toxic relationship is a relationship that thrives on chaos, drama, conflicts, unresolved issues, emotional traumas, built up to rage, anger. This is what keeps feeding the relationship. So you get used to it because toxic is addictive. So what's a healthy relationship? This is a relationship that thrives on peace, mutual understanding, clear communication, acts of service, caring, all the good things. This relationship gives you a very easy time. You do not have to struggle to get anything. At some point, you'll be asking like, this is too good to be true. Yes, it is true. We have healthy relationships that really last long, and some of them leads to marriage, if at all the partners are not built from traumas or past experiences that were stopping them from thriving in a calm way. So let's talk about toxic relationship. This is a relationship whereby both partners may love each other very much, but maybe they are going through some phases in life, like we discussed about the childhood traumas. Maybe some of them have not healed or do not know how to handle their childhood traumas. So you find that they are not thriving in a relationship. So for them, they have trust issues, they have abandonment issues, they have emotional trauma. So they cannot bond well with their partner. So they seem to withdraw. Okay? Some people call them nonchalant characters, whereby you are in a relationship with somebody and they block you out. And sometimes it's not like their fault. Like I said in the previous video about the childhood traumas, they may be experiencing a childhood trauma. So it's about understanding each other. But people lose patience and not everybody can fit in your shoe. So if you have a partner who finds it hard to understand you, or why are you nonchalant? Why are you not opening up? Why are you not talking? That's where the conflict begins. You find like you try now to force them to be something they don't want to be. You're trying to force them into getting into the real character of life, but they're still, they're still in their own world, feeling like they cannot trust. They were neglected when they were in childhood. So it becomes hard for them to cope in a relationship, and that's why the trauma begins. Some relationships, you find that the ladies have, we call them daddy issues, whereby like they didn't grow up with the father's love, so they haven't experienced a man's love, because you usually say a girl's first love is their dad. So you find she feels like men are not to be trusted. She has this thing that men are not good, for example, because she's picturing herself in that situation of being abandoned by her dad. She feels like all men will always leave her. So whenever she's in a relationship, she'll not be at ease. She'll be traumatized, expecting for the worst. So she will be in her defensive mechanism. She wants to fight every time. Maybe you come and ask her a question, she's ready to fight. Maybe you come and tell her something, she's always ready to fight. And it's not like something they do willingly. It's just like a traumatic effect that have captured their lives, and they feel like they live in fear, they cannot trust relationship, they cannot trust anything. So these are the traumatic relationships, okay? They are toxic. They are very, very toxic, because once you start, you don't want to fight. And if the relationship base grew through conflicts, like for you to solve a problem, you have to fight. You will never stop. This is now your way. Until you go see a therapist, get our help, learn how to solve problems. Calmly sit down, communicate, talk to each other, share your experiences, like tell your partner what are those traumas that you experience that are making you the way you are right now. If you're dating somebody, it's okay to trust them, especially if you have been in a very long-term relationship. Some people are in relationships for 5 years, and they still find it hard to open up, because we are human beings. Once you're disappointed, you feel like everybody will always disappoint you, but you can always find a mutual understanding. Talk, discuss about the traumas that you experience, find solutions. How can you handle me when I feel low? How can you handle your partner when they feel lonely? How can you handle your partner when their self-esteem goes down? You do not have to fight. So toxic relationships can thrive on therapy, but it's only for the couples who are willing to go to the therapist. So it's always a choice. If you want to keep, waking up to fight every day, coming to a mutual understanding, and you don't want to see a therapist, then that's a problem that cannot be solved by anybody else, by you. So you find that if this lady or this guy who was in a toxic relationship decides to go to a healthy relationship, because not everybody out there is toxic. You have good people who are really calm and they have emotional intelligence. They can sit you down and talk to you and make you understand. So if the lady goes to a healthy relationship, they find, for example, a very calm guy who doesn't really even touch a fly, very cool, who doesn't even do drama. She's there, ranting, and he's just calm and quiet. Or whenever she's bringing the drama, he will always find a way to resolve it in a very calm way. So she's like, why is he so boring? Like, he's supposed to fight back. I'm used to a person fighting back. Nothing that I say makes sense. Why is it making sense to him? No, this is boring. So they are used to chaotic environment. They are used to whereby they have to fight to get everything. So now they're in a healthy relationship. Everything they want, everything is in a systematic way. Everything is calm and peaceful. And now they start to wonder, why? Does she even love me? Does he even love me? Why is he not paying attention? Because they believe partners who pay attention to them must fight to show their connection. But now nobody is fighting them. They are being listened to. They are being taken care of. Even when they are doing the drama, they are being corrected. So they feel like it's so boring. And they do not understand that this is actually a healthy relationship. It's built on mutual understanding, communication, all of those positive things that build strong emotional bond. So where are you? Are you in the toxic side or in a healthy side? Even in the toxic side, it's not really healthy, because I've seen relationships that really were toxic. The couple would even go physical. 2 minutes they're fighting and they're seriously, critically fighting. The next 2 minutes they're really okay, they're in love, and then we'll be like, okay, what just happened? That's how they thrive on chaos. To them, it's okay until one day they get to taste a healthy relationship. Then they'll be like, it will take time for them to understand. It should be calm, peaceful, no drama. Everybody is busy growing their dreams. You just talk when it's necessary, until they learn that there is really a healthy relationship out there that exists. They will always thrive on toxic environment. And it's very bad, because this one can cause emotional trauma. It can cause violence. It can cause all of those negative things that comes up with, fights, conflicts. You can find even some people get suicidal because it reach a point you're really exhausted. You're like, no, this is not working. Is it my problem? Am I the bad person? Is my partner the bad person? Like, why is it not working? And yet I see out there people thriving on relationship. Yeah, some people thrive because even if they're in a healthy relationship, you find that if chaotic occasions occur in a healthy relationship, they will quickly run to therapists because they do not want anything negative to surround their bond. They have built a very strong bond on peace, understanding, and they don't want to break it. So if any problem arises, they just rush to therapy, and you find that they thrive in life way much better than the ones who are toxic. So rate yourself, rate your relationship. If you're in a toxic relationship, seek help or sit down with your partner and talk things out. If you're in a healthy relationship, keep going. You're doing the best thing. Keep loving each other. That's all for today. Let's all drive in mutual understanding, in taking care of our well-being. Let's fight to stop these toxic traits. They're not really healthy. I hope that you've learned something from today's video. Please do like, share, and comment. Comment down below which topic you would like me to discuss next. I'm always open to talk about anything educative. Only here on Touch on It. Until next time, bye.